Throughout history, the skill of pruning has been lost and rediscovered. Ancient Rome is said to be one of these nations that use these methods. The late Dr. Naomi Miller did extensive research on the analysis of Roman paintings to try to find evidence for grafting and pruning in a civilization. Her successor, Dr. Catherine Gleason, would analyze her work and the work of similar researchers to determine if Rome used pruning and what techniques they used. During the first centuries BCE and CE, the Romans painted an entire genre of garden scenes with such careful attention to details that the plants and animals can be identified. This genre is primarily found within Rome and Pompeii, although examples exist throughout the former empire. All examples known throughout the late 20th century have been catalogued, and many of these have been analyzed, two of which became the basis for studies utilized by Dr. Gleason. Let's begin. A great many paintings in ancient Rome depict trees and shrubs that show evidence of pruning. The paintings seen on screen being the two that were studied by Dr. Gleason and Miller. Dr. Bergman mentioned that these paintings depict realistic gardens due to the gardens resembling those gardens owned by Pliny, based on Pliny the Younger's written records regarding his gardening techniques. One painting is dated back to the 1st century BCE and was found in an underground room of the villa at Galenus Albus, the Empress Livia's residence. The second painting is a preserved remnant from a Pompeii painting back to 79 CE, after the eruption of Mount Vesuvius. This work was found at the dig site known as the House of the Golden Bracelet. The study of the latter painting was prompted by a 2007 to 2012 excavation at the location called Villa Aureliana at Stabiae, one of the ancient towns that was buried during that Mount Vesuvius disaster. The former was studied as soon as it was discovered in the 50s and continues to be studied to this day. The gardens in the paintings are compared to similar gardens that exist in modern times, and the remnants of ancient gardens obtained from various dig sites, manuscripts. Hello, I just want to let you know, if you want to fund this channel, you can do so on the platforms seen in the description below. The results of the analysis showed that much of the shrubs and trees were pruned of dead wood. A certain amount of pruning of dead wood and mature foliage on plants is a normal aspect of gardening and can be seen even in modern times. The practice, however, seen within Roman garden paintings entails a more aggressive form of this practice. In modern times, the umbrella pine often gets its lower branches removed to enhance the umbrella look. Based on the painting, it appears that it is no different in ancient Rome, as the painted trees show evidence of the removal of lower branches. Date palms also have vigorous offshoots that are often pruned to shape the plant. The date palms in the paintings show that the same thing happened in ancient times. This indicates that maintenance pruning has been done in ancient Rome, and the basics have not changed much since then. In modern gardens, the laurel plant, the viburnum, the oleander, and the arboretus are grown as naturally small, multi-trunk trees or multi-stemmed shrubs, in much the same way they grow in the wild. However, the Roman garden paintings depict these species as a single-trunk tree. This can be achieved through cutting off all growth down to the ground and only allowing one branch to grow. This would be considered over-pruning in modern times. In the painting in Empress Livia's villa, the depicted fruit trees had been pruned to remove the leader and open up the center of the tree, just like in modern times. However, in Pompeii, the fruit trees seem to have been pruned in a way that's similar to modern Japanese cloud pruning. Alongside the depiction of dwarf shrubs and trees in both paintings, there's ancient texts mentioning the use of dwarf plants. The plants that are often dwarfed can be seen on screen right now. The umbrella pine and plane tree seem to be the most common trees to dwarf. There seems to be a deep-rooted plant culture in the ancient Roman Empire, with vast gardens used to propagate the plants. And within Pompeii, there's evidence of commercial garden plant production. Since grafting was a practice during that time period, there was the reality that these rootstocks would send out shoots to try to overtake the sawnwood. See my video on grafting for further details. Since these images do not show any evidence of such offshoots, such branches were likely pruned, much like in modern times. And that about covers everything. Thank you for watching.